In this video, we will learn about code. Basically, a code consists of two main pillars. The first one is void setup and the second one is void loop. In void setup, we write instructions which are executed only once. In void loop, we write instructions which are need to be executed repeatedly. The first three lines are blynk template ID, blynk template name, and blynk authentication token. These lines are like giving the code some secret passwords to connect to the blynk. The next line consists of defining blynk print serial. This line tells the code to print messages on the screen so we can see what's happening. In simple terms, it indicates the connection status of Node MCU to the blynk. If Node MCU is connected to the blynk, it displays a message like this on the serial monitor. Serial monitor is nothing but it is an option to display the status of the Node MCU. For accessing Wi-Fi, blynk, and DHT sensors, we need to include some libraries. We can download these libraries by using Library Manager. The next two lines are network credentials. To connect to a network or mobile hotspot, we need network credentials like hotspot name and password. Those should be entered by the user in these two fields. This is a variable to store the authentication token. By this variable, we can use our authentication token whenever we need it. These three lines are like telling the code which pin on the board the sensor is connected and what type of sensor it is. This line is used to define the output pin on which the load is connected. This line is like setting a timer to remind us to do something, and it is called in void loop. Void sends sensor data. It is a function that does the work of reading the sensor, sending data to the blynk, and controlling the LED. These two variables are used to store the data of humidity and temperature which is fetched by the DHT sensor. If the DHT sensor is not properly connected or if it is damaged, there will be no data fetched from the DHT sensor. At that time, to indicate the error, this message is printed on the serial monitor. Blynk virtual write is used to write the data onto the given virtual pins which are virtually connected to the respected gauges or labels. This serial print is used to print the fetched data from the DHT sensor onto the serial monitor. These if-else statements are used to control the load. In my case, if the temperature is greater than 50 or humidity is greater than 65, then the load will be turned on. The status of load can be displayed onto the blynk application through this virtual write. Void setup. These functions are like getting everything ready before we start. It connects to Wi-Fi, blynk, and set up the sensor and load. This line states that the function sends sensor data to be called every 250 milliseconds. Void loop. This is like a main part of the code. It keeps running over and over again, calling the send sensor data function to keep things working. I hope you understand this code.